Okay, so here's the little souffle that I'm trying to make or duplicate. It's just like the one in the store, but you'll use your own special pan. So let's get started. So once again, you're just gonna take your crescent dough and see how there's like two of them, but don't pull it apart, and hopefully try not to let the seam come apart. So just want a little bit of flour on the board so it doesn't stick to the board. Of course, a little bit of flour on your rolling pin. Move that out the way. And remember, you're just trying to get this to be a little bit wider so it'll cover the inside of the little baking dish. Okay, see? That's not hard, and I hope you're not sitting there thinking that, oh, she's so good at it. No, I'm not. I'm just doing the best I can. So, yeah, let me go a little bit wider because you want to make sure it covers the edges. So just a little bit more. Okay, now got it. So I didn't measure this, but it would really depend upon the size of the dish that you're using. So that's another one that's done. And set that aside. Take some more. The other side of the croissants off. Like I said, put a little more flour. You could actually just fold it over. Then take it from there. Oh, forgot to put flour on here. Set that aside. A little more flour. So you're just going to keep rolling this out until it's really, really thin. And I would say this is maybe 8 by 8 inches or maybe 10 by 10. But you want to kind of get it square. Square as you possibly can. And make sure you have your oven already preheated. And hopefully your little casserole souffle dishes are room temperature. I'm just going to press down a little bit. And we're going to finish up the last one. And then we'll work on the egg mixture, which is really fun. And since these are individualized, you can kind of, if you're making this for your guests or family, you can kind of get a good flavor, everyone's favorite flavor. Now, if you don't want to use the crescent dough, I guess you could use something else. Or you can make it from scratch. You possibly could use pie dough. You know, it's up to you. Experiment. Be wild. Be free. Okay, that's the fourth one. And once again, just, oops, set it in your dish. And remember, you buttered your dish really well, so you set it down in there. And just let that kind of go in there. Okay, so now we're off to make the egg mixture. Okay, so now you can see I have my little baking dish, and I've got it all buttered up on the bottom and the edges. And then I'm just going to take the dough, and you just want to let it tuck down in there. That's that. See how easy that is? And then once you pour the egg mixture in, you're going to fold it over in there, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute. Okay, so for your egg mixture, you want to just take 4 eggs and a little bit of milk and some cheese. Now, if you want to use bacon or green onions or ham or whatever your little heart desires. So let's get that mixed up. Now, I'm going to put a little bit of milk. This is actually almond milk, but I'm going to put about 2 tablespoons of milk. How do I know it's 2 tablespoons? I know I'm just guessing at it, but you can kind of tell. So, okay, get that mixed up really good. I'm going to put a little bit of this type of Parmesan cheese, the kind you kind of normally put on, like spaghetti and whatnot. That just gives it like a little tangy flavor, so to speak. And then I'm going to put a little bit of cheese in there, because these are going to be the cheese ones. I would have done bacon this morning, but I noticed didn't have any. So, oh, how much cheese did I use? 2 handfuls? Okay, basically it's about a cup. And yes, I'm being messy, but it's okay. And that was like a sharp cheddar cheese. And we're going to add some more cheese to it anyway. Okay, once you've got it all mixed up, you want to microwave this for a little less than a minute. You don't want it to cook, you just want it to get firm. Because that way when you put it in the individual trays, that it won't soak all the way through it, and then your bottom will be a soggy mess. So let me just stir this. You can see that there. Got my cheese out, and we'll be right back. Okay, and this is your egg and cheese mixture. It's starting to melt a little bit, but you really want to get this to the consistency. See it a little bit in there of like scrambled eggs. A little bit runny, but definitely not all the way cooked, because you want to let the baking do the remainder of the cooking. But I'm going to put this back in the microwave for about another 30 seconds. Now, you can see, this is what you get after you've put it in the microwave a few times. I went a little bit more than I normally do, but that's okay. So, what you want to do is just put a wee bit into each of the ramekins, into each of your containers. Now me, because I like a lot of cheese, I got some smoked Gouda cheese, so I'm just going to put that on top. And then I'm just going to fold this in and over, like that. And just tuck it in nicely. And voila, that's it. Now you can brush this with some additional, just take the egg white and brush it over the top, or you can of course brush it with butter, so it'll be nice and shiny and pretty. So we're gonna do the others. Once again, you put a little bit of the egg mixture into each. You don't want to overdo it. And yes, I'm gonna put cheese. Gonna put my cheese on top and just gonna fold these over and tuck it in real nice and neat. And let's do the other 2, and then we're gonna pop these babies in the oven. Now, once you get these cooked, you can freeze them. I don't know if it would work if you put it in the freezer like this and then thawed it out and cooked it. I don't know about that, but anywho. So there's that one, and I got one more to do. Now, when I look at this, another thing you probably could do, you could use the same technique with the pastry dough and use apples or peaches, just pretty much anything you'd like. So let's use that. And once again, these are all going to be the smoked Gouda filled and cheddar cheese ones. So just going to tuck this baby in. And almost ready to go in the oven. Almost, not quite. Okay, so now I'm going to take my melted butter, put a little melted butter on each. Give it that nice, delicious golden glow. You could use just the a egg wash if you wanted instead. But I'm choosing butter for today since this is gonna be delicious. And the ones that I don't eat, I am going to definitely wrap them up and put them in the freezer and then just thaw them out and can reheat them for a later date. So now we're gonna put these in the oven for about 20 minutes or so. Depends on how your oven heats up. And then we'll take them out and show you what they look like. Okay, guys and gals, I'm so sorry that something happened to this portion of the video, but this is basically me taking the souffles out of the oven, and as you can see, they came out basically perfectly. No lie, these came out really nice, and if you follow the steps that I showed you, they'll be awesome. Great for a Saturday, Sunday brunch, or anytime, really. And if you notice, once you go ahead and cut into them with a fork, that they're nice and firm and your egg whites aren't runny and they're delicious. I promise you.